get around.
Rightio, on Loose Lines, we are live. It's always fun to do this to you. You were still just having a good old chat for 5 minutes, but we are definitely live, and I want people to get involved, have a bit of fun, and enjoy the show because it's been pretty tough. Rightio, on Loose Lines. Clearly, the audio is working. That was the Twitter feed. So, yep, make sure if you're on Twitter, you can get involved and you can pass some comments on as well. Mark Hughes, you're on Twitter.
Yeah, apparently so. Evening, how you going? Beautiful day in Melbourne, mate. It's miserable, dead set miserable. But then,
yeah, I was down there.
But a very good news day, so all good.
Yeah, it is. It has been indeed. There's been a lot of news coming out. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to get the comment section up when people make a comment. I apologise, but for some reason, it just does not want to play the game at all. So it is not working. It's done this to me once before, but it's okay. We can still read your comments out, so please get involved in the show. Anything you want to say to Mark Hughes, Woodlands, go from there, and that's what we need. We want to get people out there. Caroline Kennedy is watching, two other gentlemen whose name I can't say, but there's been plenty happening, Hughesy. As you said, for Woodlands, it is a massive couple of, it's a massive week this week with the Victorian Derby, sponsored by Woodlands Stud, and plus some other nice races. There's a Victoria Cup on as well, and a few other exciting races on for the weekend, and then also the announcement from Ballarat, which we will get to that as we go through. But you must be pretty wrapped with how things are travelling for the team at Woodlands, mate.
Yeah, no, positive announcement today with Ballarat. Will come on board as a sponsor for their 2025 Pacing Cup, time-honoured race, as we well know, and a race that's been won by, the roll honour on that race from a pacing point of view, see some of the great names that have made the industry what it is, today. You look back at some of the names, Popular Arm, Gamelite, Flashing Red, and go way back when to, horses like Sinbad Bay won that race. And, of course, our own copy that we bred and raised won a Ballarat Cup as well. So, great horses race, great club to work with, no stone unturned with the work we've done with Ballarat and Paul Rouse over the journey since we got a sign on the track there for Lather Up. So looking forward to that race meeting in January next year.
Bianca Brio, she's watching. She wears a couple of hats, Bianca. She's as bad as me. What hat have I got on? Oh, look at me go. I've got one of each. I'm going actually okay right at the minute because I was a bit confused because I got this one down here and I wasn't sure what I was doing there for a minute. She has the Ballarat hat, so she'll be wrapped with that. And, of course, there's been a couple of good announcements going out with that, but also with On a Street. He's up the back there. We'll touch on that in a little bit, standing in New Zealand. So welcome, Bianca, and plenty of other people. Grant Coeli is tuned in, so hello to you, Granny. And we're happy for people to get involved in the show, as I said, however you want, through the Twitter feed, through Facebook, or on YouTube, and we will get all of those. You actually are a regular watcher on YouTube, aren't you, Hughes?
Yeah, I don't mind dialing back on YouTube. There's a lot of great content on there. So yeah, including your good self.
Tyler Dew, we'll get in before he says anything. Good evening to you, Tyler, from down south. Weather's starting to turn. Mind you, did you see the torrential rain they had in New Zealand?
Yeah. It's been the South Island's been under the pump a bit the last few days. So yeah,
it has indeed. I might even try and bring up Over the Ditch has got it, but Striker won by 35 lengths. Now, I don't know exactly what a length is in New Zealand. Maybe, I don't know if one of the guys from New Zealand are watching, but here in Australia, I think it's 4 metres. So that equates to a 120-metre win. Just phenomenal, but I don't know exactly what it works out to in Australia.
Yeah, it was a striking win last Thursday at Wyndham. Well, that's 120-metre win if that's the mathematics. So
it's either that or
140. Sorry, if that's the mathematics. So that's a stunning win.
Yeah, it is indeed. I actually forgot, Hughes. We've got to do one very important thing first. We've got to actually. I better plug it in. It's always good if I plug the phone in to make the phone calls. I'm organised, Hughes. You know that. We've got to get the Nathalia gentleman for the day on. Is what we have to do because there's some important stuff coming up at the Bendigo Greyhounds, and they've been terrific for me. So let's just. I just rang him. I'm sure I just rang him recently. So, yep, here he is here. Hopefully we can get hold of him for a start. I better so you can hear him. There we are. He is there.
Hello.
Daniel, you are live.
Yes.
You are live.
Yes,
so welcome to On Loose Lines as a special guest, my friend.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for having me.
Mark Hughes is here too, and Hughesy can hear you, so don't you worry about that.
Very
Good
good.
evening, Daniel.
Hello, Mark.
He's off to how's this for Hughesy? How's this for bad management? He's going to call the Greyhounds tonight at Shepparton, so that's okay. It's his work job.
Yep.
Wedding anniversary.
Oh, hasn't seen the tea leaves there, brother.
So he's not travelling all that well.
No.
I'm not travelling all right, but it was just, and unfortunately, it wouldn't be an issue if it was Shepparton on a twilight as it normally is, but this week they're at the night meeting, so it has put me into a bit of a pickle. So
What time's
yes.
What time's the last?
Oh, about 10 to 11. and there's 13 of them as well.
That's okay. Now, Daniel, I've got your little photo up there, but don't worry, I didn't miss Hughesy. There he is there. Congratulations, Daniel.
Thanks.
Gentleman for the day at the Nathalia show, mate. Brilliantly done.
Yeah, well, it's easy when there was only one entry, so it was. I knew that it was sort of on, and Susan sort of suggested to at least put some decent clothes on. So I just put my standard good race night clobber on, and it was good enough.
Yeah, you went to you're a convert to the cheese cutters. I've noticed that. We've got you going on those. So
yes.
Yeah, I got my cheese cutter out. But no, a bit of band, a bit of good luck. So and I'm sure no one else knows about it.
No, it's global news apparently. So, but no, it was a good day there. Actually, they had the Melbourne Cup there, and Jamie Carr was the guest speaker, and she was the judge in the fashion, so she didn't have much to go on with only me in it. So that was good. But it was a good day there on Saturday.
You can say that you're Jamie Carr's number one pick, mate. You don't have to worry
well,
about
that's right. That's exactly right.
The rest of the issues. Mate, what I wanted to get you on, it's Bendigo Cup is on this Friday night coming up this week, but I was actually talking to Troy Harley there before. It's been 3 years since they moved it to October. You might not know this. The first ever year they did it was 2021. It was won by Max Delight, who was actually by Bettor's Delight. So we're going okay that way with the sponsors. But that was the first night. So the Bendigo hosted the Victoria Cup because of COVID. Was still on at that stage. $16 million was wagered at Lord's Raceway. Wouldn't it be nice if that was 2021? Wouldn't it be nice if we could get that on, again this week?
Yeah, that will be sensational, those turnover figures. Can you imagine? 16 million. Quite unbelievable. I see the turnover in New Zealand at Medvin yesterday was stunning on the grass track circuit. So
1.75, is that right?
$1.75 million turned over on the harness racing in New Zealand on Sunday. That Sunday circuit, grass tracks in particular, has a real relevance and a real attraction to punters. So, yeah. And, diving forward to summer, when that circuit, bounces around pretty much on a weekly basis or even every couple of days, that's something really to look forward to in New Zealand over the summer.
It's an interesting one, Daniel, because I interviewed Matty Markham. I've done Over the Ditch a day early. It'll still go up tomorrow. But he said that meeting, albeit one of the best meetings on the grass, it actually is not one of the best betting turnover meetings. So he said that augurs so well for the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing with all codes, all racing at the moment is they'll be desperate for that turnover dollar because of how things are travelling. So to get that sort of amount, hopefully it's a good sign heading forward into the summer period.
Yeah, no, it is indeed. Hughes and I will touch off on some of the New Zealand races coming forward. Just had a very loud bang underneath me. I don't know what that was, but anyway, we're still standing. So, yeah, overall 1.74 million. Last year was 1.4. So, again, an increase. I think they're up 15% year on year for the first 2 months. So things are going very, very good over there in New Zealand. Bendigo Greyhound Cup, Daniel, that's what I was talking to you about. We're going to do a preview, yourself and Charlton Hindle during the week. We're not sure exactly on a date, but you were calling there on Friday and Saturday night, I think, or definitely Saturday night. Not sure about
just Saturday.
It's a massive carnival, isn't it? With eye-watering prize money for harness racing participants.
Yeah, it's a ripper night, and it's not just for the big end of town either. You've got probably what is the best race for lower restricted greyhounds going in the Battlers Cup. It's an amazing concept. It's for the low rank greyhounds. You can't be super quick. It's for just the average run of the mill dogs. They get to race for $5,000 for first prize. Now, it might not sound like much, but for those greyhounds that are sort of racing at that low level, I mean, that's like racing for 20,000 in a big race. So they had the heats of that last Wednesday. They had 12 races, and the 12 heat winners, only 8 of them could get through. So they had something like 180 nominations for that particular series, which is just ridiculous. The Battlers Cup, the Spring Cup for the Stayers, which is going to be a ripping race because we get to see Kenya All Class, who is looks like being a potential top liner of the staying ranks, or he could be a sprinter. It just depends which way they want to go. And then the Bendigo Cup itself is probably one of the best fields and even fields I've come across. The depth is out of this world, and basically they can all win it. If you came to me with a pitch on all the runners and said why you thought a particular dog would win, I couldn't really disagree with your opinion, because all the heats were super. The fastest second got through in past the buck, and he's drawn the red. So it is going to be an awesome race there on Friday night, and hopefully we get a really good crowd there as well.
After a little bit of turn in front, I actually got the field up there as well. So you got Past the Buck, Matlock, Unleash in Miami, Aston Fantastic, Hotel Whiskey 1, Barakay Storm. Is that what we say? Barakay Storm, Mile a Minute, and Zeus Thunderbolt. So they'll get Duncan's money will be on that one. That'll be for sure. Zeus Thunderbolt, I've got no doubt about that. So yeah, going from there.
It's a super race, and like when they did the box draw initially, it was sort of the one I was looking for was Hotel Whiskey 1. He was the fastest heat winner, and he was brilliant, winning from the pink. He's drawn the yellow, which might not be the worst thing for him. There's going to be a lot of early speed. If he can sort of punch his way through, he might be there in the firing line. I get the feeling that's going to be really tight in the first corner. So it may pay for something out wide that can stay clear and sweep around. So it will be interesting to see what the market comes up with leading up to the race.
Campbell's Comments is going to be there. Mate, I'll let you go. As I said, though, congratulations before I let you go. Just got to put that photo back up. The gentleman for the day, make sure that it is up.
It'll never happen again. It probably won't ever go in one of those things again, but one start, one win, then retire. Can't be too disappointed with that. I'll go to stud.
Make sure you buy flowers on the way home, mate.
Yeah, probably. Might not be a bad idea.
I'd say it'd be a good idea. It's a bad career move to forget those days. You know that, don't you?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't forget it.
Yes,
It was just I didn't forget it, but it was just unfortunately it was a change of the meaning. So we did try, but to no avail to swap it. But it is what it is.
Nah, all good. All right, mate. Good calling tonight. You got a winner for anyone tonight?
No, not
of course. Well, you haven't got one.
Not really. It's not really. It's a pretty tricky program. So
tell the truth. You've done no form, have you?
No, I've done no form. But no, it's a tricky Monday night card. So just leave it alone for tonight. Save it for Friday.
Troy Harley's listening. You know he's just shaking his head right now, don't you?
Yeah, well, he's my boss. So,
I know that. I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah,
he was fine. So, no, very good. All right, mate.
Thank you, mate.
No, thank you very much. You better hang up.
Yeah.
I can't find that phone, so I've got things banging everywhere here, Hughes. I don't know what's going on. I'll unplug that so I don't get myself in trouble. We'll get rid of Daniel. And we'll get back onto the straight and narrow, mate, with it being Victoria Cup week this week, and there's just ticker going underneath. There's some pretty exciting stuff. Barrier draw live tomorrow on Sky from 9 a.m. I better make sure of that. Is only for the Bill Collins Mile and the Victoria Cup. The rest of the races will be released on social media, including the 4 Group 1s, a little bit later on. Yeah, 9 a.m. Sky 1, the Victoria Cup and Bill Collins Mile. Andy Gaff will be the guest in there. And then don't forget, the other part of that is it's on racing.com. And then also don't forget you've got the Vic Cup competition now. Hughes, I don't know if you've looked at this. I've got it here somewhere. I just got to make sure where it is. Don't know where I got it. There it is there. Better off getting rid of that one. Hang on a sec. We'll get rid of that one. We'll go to this one. So it is the Victoria Cup, the greatest cup of all, which I thought was a little bit cheeky, but actually now knowing what they do. So again, get off that. Just click on the top banner there. And to go into it, this closes tomorrow. But effectively, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can win $2,000 worth of jewellery from Catnack Jewellers. And they give you a list of all the horses in there. So Paleface Adios, Koala King, Popular Arm, Pro Chevalier, Bag Limit, Sinbad Bay, Master Musician, Golden Rain, whose stable name was Paulie. Don't forget that one. Desperate Comment, Greeny's Fella, Shaker Maker, Young Rufus, Black's a Fake, Robin Hood, Mr. Feelgood, Smoking Up, Caribbean Blaster, Lenny the Shark, Lazarus, and Lochinvar Art. Fill in the form down the bottom. You can only select 10 of those, and you go into the draw. I'm not sure how they work out who's got the greatest field of all, Husey, because I'll tell you, it's going to be a tough choice, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's some great names there, mate, and probably some greater names even left out that won that race. So my money would be on Bag Limit, mate, because I was there at the Valley that night when Vinny reminded the crowd of their history. So, yeah, one of the biggest form reversals. But, yeah, good times there. And actually, we're involved in a horse called Chokin who won a Victoria Cup. He doesn't even get a run there, mate. So, anyway, here we go. I'm showing my age a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't even. Sinbad was on there, wasn't he? Yeah, Sinbad. I'm sure.
Well, so, yeah. Yep. But look, great horses race, mate. The Cox Plate of the standard bred world, as it's been happily been promoted for a long time.
Yeah. We can't say exactly what Vinny said, but it was more or less something about you got your head stuck up your petunia. Basically, it was if you didn't think this horse could win. That's pretty much what he said in the speech, and he got booed straight after saying it.
Booed. Those are the days when there were people at the races and around the presentation and around all the personalities at Moonee Valley that night. So it was a joyous night for a boy that was probably about 20 years old, I reckon, at the time. So, yeah, might have been a little bit younger, actually. So, yeah.
I think we both were. Unfortunately, that's how old we are, Hughesy, because it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. So,
yeah, I reckon I was younger than 20. Sorry, I reckon I was a teenager.
Yeah. No. So, no, the Methven Cup Day. Yeah, it is actually a record. Brad Steele's putting there on Twitter that it's a record for the Methven Cup. So that's pretty huge news. Yeah, no, the Victoria Cup. It's a great race. I never knew until just recently that it was the Winfield Cup previously. So and that was one of those time-honoured races that had so many champion horses going in it. It was outstanding. So it's good. So Chokin did win, didn't he?
Yeah, Chokin won a Victoria Cup. Yep. 93, I reckon, from memory. So, I reckon if I dug through my drawer, I reckon I'd find an old Winfield Cup pacing race book. So, yeah.
The worst part about showing your age?
Yep.
I'm sure people, potentially like a James Herbertson even, wouldn't actually know why it was called the Winfield Cup.
Yep.
You get in trouble.
Something to do with the cigarette brand, I reckon, didn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, you get in trouble for promoting it that way, but people now wouldn't actually realise what a cigarette brand actually, like that's what they were. So
correct.
It's amazing how times have changed. So make sure you get in touch with that. Usually still looking feverishly there for.
I was wrong. I got the Winfield Pacing Cup book from Tasmania, mate.
Wow.
1989. So there you go.
That even looks like a packet of cigarettes.
Anyway, some memories there. Saturday the 30th of December, $100,000 final in 1989, mate. So, yeah, there you go.
Wow. Wow, you are going back a day. Hughes, you back onto the Ballarat Cup. Probably skipped over it a little bit because the photo there is actually, I've copied that, recently retired, copy that dual New Zealand Trotting Cup winner. But it must be great to be associated with arguably the best cup we've got in the state at the minute, especially country cups. Like you take out your Victoria Cup, your Hunter Cup, it's got to be that third cup there.
Oh yeah, comfortably sits in the top three of those particular races. As I said before, a great horses race that have won that race. If you go back through the bio of that race for the last 30, 40, 50 years and look at the winners of that race, they are great names. So strong club Ballarat, well run, a sort of organisation that we want to be part of and do work with. As I said, Rousey's left no stone unturned for us over the journey we've been involved with them, and to shift our focus a little bit away from Metro Melbourne into these country cups, might be a little bit of a strategy for us going forward. We'll see how the next 12 months plays out, but to be part of this great race, it's a real fill up for us as well. We do have a lot of breeders in the Ballarat area as well too, so it goes to the location as well, with a lot of people doing work with us in that particular area too.
Yep, I saw the Victoria Cup Fields. I saw Act Now was one of those horses, actually being a son of Better Delight. So haven't seen him at the trials or anything, I don't think. So it'd be interesting if he does go around. But yeah, plenty of breeders. And you have been a part of the club for a while with the Lather Up sign over the back straight. I'm going to say for 2 years. Yeah,
no, we put that up the first year he came down, maybe the second season. So at least 3. Yeah, 3 years. Wow. Yep.
Time does fly. There was another one of those at Bendigo as well. So. We might touch on that horse in a minute, but there's a son over there who didn't win in New Zealand, didn't win on Thursday night, just gone, but he was super impressive. We talk about Tactiva, and we will touch on those horses in a minute going through. Hughesy, it's down by the seaside. These are amazing stats. This is from the Lexington sale results just the other day. So you're second only to Captain Treacherous, but have a look at these. From 45 lots sold, with a capital S, but that's okay, at an average of just under $80,000. As I said there, underneath, catch the next wave, or hashtag catch the next wave. Amazing figures for Seaside in North America.
Yeah, so Lexington's held over 5 days, so it's a very big occasion, 950 lots sold. Seaside's progeny presented 45 there up until, probably halfway through the last day of the session. He was averaging over 100 grand, but the more realistic figure kicked in as the sale kicked on with a few more through the ring. But 45 lots to sell at around about an average of 80,000. Second leading pacing sire up there behind Captain Treacherous. I think the captain averaged about 90, but then, well ahead of any other Sons of Sun Beach somewhere up there. And a great sale for him. He had another strong weekend in Ohio. By the Missile went 47 today and won the Allergy Farm Pace at the Red Mile in 47. So and some great results here through the last 3 or 4 days as well, including Artie by the Seaside double at Auckland on Friday night.
Chase Me was outstanding, half brother to.
He's a half brother to Auckland Reactor. He sat in the chair to win his 2-year-old race on debut there Friday night. So Seaside Rose was good. The tail end of the card, and I think he had an Oaks Heat winner on Saturday night. So
who was outstanding and
in Coastal Bay. So
it's a horse you and I have seen a little bit of, Hughesy, but a few other people hadn't been able to see. But we knew how much speed that horse had and the sort of I suppose raw ability she had.
Yeah, raw ability. And the key to these Seasides as well, mate, they're going to stay like mother-in-laws. Atlantic Gem got home late in the WA Oaks on Friday night over 2,700. Coastal Babe wins over 2,800 at Melton, or 2,780 on Saturday night. They stay. They're going to stay. There's a long game to them.
No, he's just dropped out for a sec, Hughesy has. But he will be back. I'll just let it sit there for a second. It's just generally an audio, just a quick dropout he's back now and he's in the right spot. You're back, mate. We can see you now, so it's all good.
There you go. Little glitch in the modern technology.
it'll be a Wi-Fi dropout. I'm happy to say it wasn't me. Just could have been your end or technology in general. So it's one of those. I was just looking up Chase Auckland and Chase Me. They're a little bit closer. They're related than that in a way, because Auckland reacted by Mach 3 and down by the seaside being by Some Beach somewhere. So it's a little bit closer. And I noticed that they've backed themselves right up. They Chase Me by Seaside, and then you've got Brilliant Chase by Seaside, the 2022 for Tadina. Yep. And then there's another one that's unnamed, a 2023. So that will only be a weanling. So I would imagine Brilliant Chase will be going through the NZB sales, because Tardina generally sell those. So that'll be an opportunity to get a horse related to a very, very impressive race winner on the weekend.
Yeah. Tardine are great supporters of ours, particularly the Seaside and Sweet Lou in recent years. So, of course, that was Tony Parker's brand, who passed away about 18 months or so ago. So, yeah, yep. But as we say, getting back to Seaside, doing a super job. So, yeah.
No, he is indeed. And a lot of people set up. That filly we said there before, Coastal Babe, Stephen Reed's horse, I've seen it in the flesh, both on the North and South Island. She's an explosive filly. You forget how big she is. I got to see her again after the race when James Herbertson's interview, and she's a big, strong filly. Like, she's only going to get better. Like, the longer she races, the better she's going to get.
Yeah, she will get better with age, like Artie by the Seaside. She was brought out of our draft a couple of years ago out of a Better's Delight now. So she's a big, strong girl. You could see the way she covered the ground there when Herbie revved her up to get home in 26. A lot of substance to her, and I suppose that race she'll be hard to beat in that, but come down to the barrier draw, the two well-bred New Zealand fillies might just be a little bit better than the locals at this stage.
They stay better because they have longer staying races. They know what staying races are, let alone those grass races. Like, they actually know what the staying races are. So Brad Steele's actually watching, and hopefully they continue to keep those in New Zealand, because it's fostering it. Like, in Australia, it seems to be one of those things we've lost so much of our identity. So don't let them go, Brad. Or the standing starts is another one of those to make sure you keep in the locker. That's for sure.
Yeah, and just going back, I actually found the Winfield Cup race book, mate. Moonee Valley, 1988. So there you go.
Who won that? Oh, that was
well, that's a very good question. I'll have to hunt back through it. Bag Limit won it in 87. So yeah, this is a field: JB's Fella Bon Marche, I'm a Threat, Corfu, Rufus Youngblood, Sparebow, My Lightning Blue, Luxury Liner, Village Kid, Bag Limit, quite famous. They were household names, mate. A lot of those horses. That's 1988, anyway.
Was that on our list of horses? Did they have the 88 winner or not?
I don't know. They may have done. But anyway, there you go.
Okay.
That might be worth a few bucks. I'm happy to donate that to Bendigo.
Bag Limit. They did it.
So,
Bag Limit won the 88. But the 88 win goes down in Racing Folklore after a dismal performance a week earlier. That's what we're talking about. Yep. That is the night. That's why you kept it there. So Vin was fined by HRV stewards for his comments, but he did himself to many of the passion. 10 minutes before. 10 minutes before, during, and after the presentation had taken place, angry and massive form reversal. It was a unique scene. I mean, I'm glad we don't see those scenes anymore, but yeah, it was quite a unique one to be a part of. And I remember I was standing up, I reckon, on the second level and watching it and just shaking my head. I was like, is this for real? But I was like, I didn't want to go down the bottom, that's for sure. I think I was about 60 kilos ring and wet back then. I was only made for running, not for hanging around. Hughes, we will go to a couple of the results. What am I going to do, though, first? Because I'm actually on this one, and this has made a fair bit of the press going forward. Actually, Brad is on there, and Vinny said, we didn't use that word. Darren McCall has used the A55 word. We didn't actually use it. We remember what he said, Darren, but we were sort of being polite, we thought. So Wyndham, beautiful place to race, but Matty Markham said I think they had over 40 mil of rain on that day, or the lead up to that day, which was just horrendous conditions. This horse, Striker, was a pickup drive. You can see the rain out the back. That is not actually a river. That is a creek that is out the back. There's a golf course in there as well. So you can see how far the water has swollen. And I love the camera work on this guy here because that is, well, I reckon he's about 20 lengths in front there. But they don't come much more impressive than this. And if Brad can tell me how far 35 lengths actually is in meters, whether it's 140 or just over the 100, either way, it doesn't matter. It's very, very impressive. And I forgot the gentleman's name that's driving it. I interviewed him. I called in and just interviewed him one day, Hughesy, out of the blue. And I'm going to get it up, but you can see there he absolutely Tony Stratford, that's right. And he's more known as a trainer, but he was able to pick up a couple of drives on the occasion because of those flood conditions that so many people didn't turn up.
Yep, yeah. What a day, what a win. So, yeah,
right
place, right time.
It was indeed. Great supporters of Woodlands won the last there on that occasion too, with advanced party for Frank, I shouldn't call him that, John Price and Katrina Price. They're heading over to the Breeders' Cup, I think, very, very soon. But Beat Dreams are free. But she was super impressive. She's a lovely little man now, advanced party, isn't she?
Yeah. She's taken a little bit of time to get there, but she won with a bit of authority there late on Thursday. So, yeah, Price is great supporters of ours. So, yeah, year on year, they sell a great product.
This horse is he featured today twice. I actually caught up with Regan Todd, and I talk about marketplace. I will just get it to roughly. I encourage people to go back and watch it. Go to hrnz.com. .co.
Oh.
Yeah, I get into trouble. What am I doing here? It's not going where I want to. I've just got to go back a touch. This horse here, when I flick the camera over it right now, my mouse will actually show him. That's him there. He'll become the widest runner in a minute. Doesn't he put this field? And there's some real good 2-year-olds in this race, Hughesy. He puts his field away so quick from about now to about here. All of a sudden you realise he's just going to win. And he just wins so comfortably, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's there's a lot of substance to this horse, Marketplace. Son of Better's Delight, staggering high speed, and look, he ran. I'd love to know what he ran his last furlong in, but I know Reg has got a very, very big opinion of him, and onward to the size stake final for him in November, mate. So serious horse, and a Son of Better's Delight. So probably conceived when he was about. His old man's 26 now, so he would have been conceived when he was about 23. So, yeah.
He steps out Friday night, actually.
Okay. Yep.
There's the big race for him. The NZB Harness Millions.
Oh, Harness Millions on. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Yep.
I forgot that. And then, as you said, for the size, he's a real cool horse. The second horse in that was outstanding. Tactiva, being a son to lather up. He's going to win plenty more races.
Yeah, he's a nice horse, and he finished off the race really strong along the inside, came out, got cover, found the right spot and was there at the finish, and he'll make his way to the size stake finals, my understanding, as well in November. So nice little fill up for lather up there, which is good. Another qualifier today in Tassie and won 2 divisions of the size stake at Northfield Park for the 2-year-olds today as well up there Sunday their time. So doing a really nice, steady tradesman's job, lather up is.
Yeah, he is indeed. Craig Judd's watching. Of course, he'll be breeding plenty to the Woodlands team, I hope, this year. Juddy, if not, he possibly better. We'll make sure of
it. Yeah, no, they're around us, mate. All good. All good.
To make sure, just have to keep him on the straight and narrow. And there was one other runner I wanted to highlight out of that meeting, actually, Hughesy. I can't think who it was, actually, but I can go through them in a second. I might be able to replicate it. People, we take for granted Better's Delight. As you just said then, he was 23 years old when that horse was conceived. He's the most winningest horse, stallion, if you like, in the world.
Yep.
But we do not celebrate him anywhere near him enough, do we?
No, is the clear answer there. I think because he's been so dominant for so long, perhaps take it a bit for granted about how great he's been. I also sense, and it's not a knock on anybody in particular. I just think that perhaps the locals in the country that I reside in haven't given him the accolades that he deserves. The Kiwis have, the Americans have, the Canadians have. I just think over here, for his dominance, he just doesn't get the love that he deserves. I know people breed to him, gets a lot of winners, but, I can't remember the last time a journalist in our sport, an in-house journalist or one that's outside of the sport, actually sat down and approached us to talk about him. No one has ever done that. So I think that's a little bit of a blight on the local Australian people that, that should be celebrating his greatness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having access to his genetics has revolutionised the breed down under. So there's no two ways about that. So, as I said, mate, we definitely don't celebrate him a lot. We do, but those in Australia probably don't. And I'm happy to say that out loud.
Oh, no, I agree. Well, you don't have to go looking for an article on him and you won't find them.
Yeah.
So,
They don't, mate. They don't.
We've got Trent Mason, Shane Glowry all tuning in. So hello to you, gentlemen. I saw someone else on there before and I was like, no, not sure. Rightio.
Just getting back to him, like he's had a son go 46-3 today at the Red Mile.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's relentless for him.
And he does that. He leaves 2-year-olds. He leaves old horses. He leaves
it all, mate.
And he leaves
550 million in progeny earnings, more than any thoroughbred stallion in history.
And the other great,
one of the greatest wheelhouses in our sport, but on this side of the pond, we don't talk about him much, which is a shame.
8 Group 1 winners in the trots, just trotting in Australia.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of stallions would like 8 Group 1 winners, but
Correct.
he's got them in the trotting gate. So
he signed half the card at Gloucester Park Friday night, mate. So
and probably there was a betting line or one of those other ones that came.
He's actually the broodmare sire of the Group 1 winner of the Oaks. He quinelled the Group 1 as a broodmare sire.
Yeah. But you've got Ultimate Machetes. Like they keep saying he hasn't left a son. Better than Cheddar, betting line. Ultimate Machete left a 2-year-old winner the other day. Lazarus has left 2 nice 2-year-old winners last week over there as well. He's left that many sons. They're doing a great job. But people try to compare them to him. And it's just cruel. You can't do it.
Well, you can't. That's probably his son's greatest problem is their father.
Yeah, that's right.
You shouldn't compare them. It's like us harness racing comparing itself to thoroughbred racing. We get off that barrow, please. Doesn't work.
The other one too, just quickly, when you think about it too, with Marketplace and you think about his age, that was he beat one of his grandson's horses.
Yeah.
Get your head around that for a minute. No, great grandson. No, grandsons.
No, grandson. Yeah.
Grandson, yeah.
Up's his grandson. So, yeah, a lot of that now, I guess, with Sun Beach and, he's got grandsons in the system as well. So it's going to happen. So goes to the longevity of a lot of our stallions, how great some of them have been.
Yeah, you're right. And you're spot on, actually. Sun Beach would have done it a lot. And we don't celebrate it. It's unique.
No.
It really is. I believe there's some chance we might have a horse going through the sales this year, at least one, whose mother will be still racing and dominating at the time too. So that's going to be another unique little side note to the sales series this year. I won't give up where it's from and that, but there's at least one. It does have a little bit of a Woodlands flair to it. Not that Woodlands have done it, but yeah, one of the horses might be by a Woodland sire. So, or both might be actually. So something very unique that can happen in our industry. We don't celebrate. Put me. Where is it? I'll put my nutrient hat on for a sec. We'll go back to the races at Meth and David White. Hello to you, Whitey. They do it all the time with the stock horses and they actually celebrate it. And they sell the mares for more money because of that. Like, I don't understand sometimes why we don't do it. It's a strange one why we don't celebrate it. It's very peculiar that we've got the ability to do it, but we don't like to showcase it.
Yep.
So, Bet and Win, he steps out Friday night, I believe. In what's going to be a great race. We might touch on that in a minute with David there. Right, we're going to go to the Methven Cup, Mark.
Organised chaos, usual colour. It's all good.
I got it sorted. I've got the race playing as we speak, and I got this button going to go to there. This horse here is the winner. You can see where my mouse is there. Mighty Louis, Timmy White. Super patient drive. He wanted to get going here, but the stablemate, the Dunn stablemate, stops very, very quickly and gets through. This horse is a jet. This race was a great race. Horse out in front, pin seeker down by the seaside, over raced, especially down the back. Went down the back in 27.6 and didn't see the trip out. He's only a young horse, so we don't stress too much over that. But Sweet Lou, I constantly hear people tell me he doesn't leave a good horse. I mean, this horse is just the sort of horse everyone wants to have, Mighty Louis. He's just a great money earner for connections and does an awesome job. And have a look at this. You can't win unless you're in the first couple on the grass. He still finds a couple more bums to run up yet. Don't worry about that. Timmy's like, oh, no, I'm in trouble here. But he eventually gets through. I think that's American Me just underneath him. No, that's the other horse. American Me's down the outside coming home. But, he just gets there. But Sweet Lou can do it everywhere, can't he?
Yeah, look, he's Lou's just doing a job everywhere, mate. So he's just had a winner at Pinjarra in 52 and change about half an hour ago. Mighty Louis been a great horse. He's a test of resilience, tough, good gaited, just a genuine animal. He won that race, found the line good. Like, he had a campaign at Menangle about 2 seasons ago, I reckon. Gone back, raced extremely well over there, and he's part of a Lou's original crop, I think, from memory. Maybe his second crop. He's a 7-year-old.
He's a 7-year-old, so he'd be that first crop. 306,000. He's won 60,000 in Australia. That brought up win number 4, and he's just, he's what Lou's all about, isn't he?
Yeah, knows what Lou's all about. He had a treble at Albion Park Saturday night. Just winners everywhere, mate. My girl EJ punched around, the Red Mile in 48 again. Looks good. In Lulu, equaled the world record for a 2-year-old filly at the Red Mile over the weekend. So, he's doing a great job, mate. Great job.
And we'll continue to do that. While we're on the New Zealand flair, we haven't had Brad time in, Darren Pace, Nicola Blue, Ray Woods, Brett Gray, plenty of people in. This is Friday night. Now, these fields haven't been done, these fields at all. Hughes, you won't be able to see them. You'll be able to see them as we go through. But it's just an amazing night. It's NZB Standardbred night, the Harness Million. So this is the $75,000 for the 2-year-olds listed race. Any of the Australian viewers, go from the bottom up. Don't go from the top down. Mind you, most of these fields you can go the other way. It doesn't matter too much. But you've got Right, Dale, and then you have Meant to Be and Higher Power from the Purdon's Fieldlands camp that's gone up there as well. And then there was the other horse there, Paddy McDaddy, another horse that has got a great little record to its name as well. A couple there are first starters, but a really nice field of young baby trotters stepping out. I'm going to go through the whole. This is one race that'll be interesting for the slot race they've got coming up there. This is a 51 or better discretionary handicap, and I said you go from the bottom. When it says outside race conditions, that means that they're not actually qualified. So if the field drops away, those bottom 3 will get in. But Tyrone Eros, Matty Markham is a great judge. He tells me that this horse is probably the best 3-year-old going around. So when you are watching these races, that's a handicap race. Tyrone Eros taking on the older horses, a 3-year-old, and that's a pretty exciting race. Then we get into the big boys. This is what's this? The Dancing in the Dark M for Duncan, Trotters Cup, Muscle Mountain returning, Oscar Bonavino, second run back, Midnight Dash returning. Kai Valley Hotspur has actually been going pretty good. Didn't like the grass that much the other day. Artie by the Hill, Mr. Love, and then our mate Bet and Win stepping out. Mighty Logan, Love and the Port's a multiple Group 1 winner. Mystical Max is a Group 1 winner. The big boys are starting to come out now, Hughesy, and it's going to be exciting. I think the first 3 in this are automatic qualifiers for the Dominion Handicap.
Yeah, look, a sensational program there coming up on Friday. And yeah, look, all the big boys have started to reappear ahead of New Zealand Cup Week, the Dominion, and any other associated races. There's some, and you tack in Just Believe in there, and a couple of Aussies that'll be in there in November. The trotters are certainly shaking it up. There's going to be some serious horsepower at Addington in November.
No, there is absolutely, but it doesn't stop there. We've got the NZB Bree Harness Millions for the 2-year-old fillies. I'm just trying to, Without You was one of those horses. There's a couple of horses in there. There's a few with not a hell of a lot of exposed form. One and only for Scotty and Brett. They've got amazing, Barry, sorry, they've got an amazing team of horses. The horse that won on Friday night, Auckland, he reckons is one of the best 2-year-olds he's had. That's no small statement. This brace here, so you got Ribera, who ran third behind Marketplace and Tactiva the other day. Sorry, I was being cheeky in a text message and just got a response. Ribera, Marketplace, got the chocolates, Bar Louis, Demon Blue, Tactiva horse we're talking about there before. Sugar Ray Lincoln, pretty well-bred horse there, Hughesy. Been a full grower to copy that. Street Fighter, Confederate. This is another really, really good race. So much intrigue with this meeting coming up. The Flying Stakes. This is for your faster class horses. Chase a Dream, Cold Chisel, Vessam, Better Knuckle Up, Harrison John, Little Spike. It's just a really, really good field. A couple of horses there. There's a couple of 3-year-olds there. Mako and the Surfer are both by Seaside. They ran second and third on Friday night, just gone, and were both terrific runs. Anna Donnelly's having a great run. And then you go to, the Woodlands Stud 4-year-old Sprint Classic, Group 2, Sweet Diamonds, I think is owned by the Woodlands crew. Is that right?
I think it is from memory. Yep.
Maddie Markham is telling me that the second horse, Princess Meritain, is a seriously, seriously good horse to follow. Mantra Blue being a sweet Lou for Zach Butcher as well. So that's going to be a good little race. And then you get this race. So anyone wondering if they're group or listed, they get this orange status the orange square next to their name. So if you're ever looking for a good race on the New Zealand calendar, that's how you go about it.
Yep.
But have a look at this. Don't Stop Dreaming, Rock and Roll Do, Republic Party, Alto Meteor, Beach Ball, Dalton Shard, Tack McLeod, Heisenberg, Mwanga, Mosdale Ben, and Homebush Lad. They're making up the numbers. They're like the support card for one of those race meetings. That is a ridiculously good race meeting that's going to be happening this Friday night at Addington, mate.
Yeah, no, those final fields will be out tomorrow. So some sensational horseflesh there, Paul. Racing on Friday night at all levels, 2, 3 trotters, and some of the bigger boys as well. And that little undercard race there, some very serious horseflesh in that as well.
Yeah, it is indeed. They've got some great racing in New Zealand. I think they're going to start racing Wednesday nights. I don't think it's this week. I think it's the week after. Oh, no, it is this week.
No, they start this week on Wednesday.
Yep, the summer months. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, double header, and then a Sunday meeting. So plenty to watch. One Stacey White is watching. If I call her Markham, I'll get myself into trouble, Hughes. So you've got to make sure we get across that. That is pretty much it for New Zealand, Hughes. But have you got anything while we're just on the Kiwis there? Anything further to add, like as far as with the stallions and that goes?
No, look, everything's going well. There's in foal. Seaman coming backward and forward pretty good. So positive start, which is really terrific. We'll catch up with Stacey again on Wednesday about a couple of things. But for us, sponsor the Victorian Derby this year. I think it is the 5th year we've sponsored that, coming up on Saturday night after the heats on the weekend. So good luck to everybody in that. Sprinkling of our boys in it, but a very, what I call, even bunch of 3-year-old colts and geldings. Barrier draws probably to play a little bit of a key part there. But good luck to everybody participating in that Group 1 that we sponsor on Saturday night. Good luck to everybody in the Oaks, and good luck to everybody in the Victoria Cup as well.
We haven't finished, mate. I was just talking about
I thought you were winding me up, mate.
Nah, not in any hurry unless you're in a hurry. I want to show one other thing. I was just more about the New Zealand stuff. I've got heaps still to go. Don't you worry about me. I want to show people.
Someone knows what's going on.
I want to show people this. This is I'm going to give Emily a wrap. I don't know if Emily's in charge of it or not, but I'll give the team at HRNZ. Just see here. See how they've just got the news next to Coastal Bay set for an Aussie debut. It's just news and all the rest. I love this. So this story here, Diane Riley eyeing off the velocity. So Road to Cup Week. So it's got something to do with Cup Week, and you go in there and there's more content about the Cup Week. And then you hit on the velocity and it will take you to the velocity page. So it just changes everything you can see here. This has obviously got to do with Kiang Zahara, who was outstanding the other day, but we looked at the velocity. We'll go to the ascent as well. So it takes you to all the news on the ascent. Go back to Cup Week. Anything to do with any of those races. I think it's just really, really cool and very simple marketing. And I've pointed it out to a few people, and I'm not having a crack at anyone, Australia or New Zealand or anything like that. But I just reckon that's one of the smarter things I've seen. So if it's just news, you can see across the top there, Ray Green wins 500 wins. Why would I stop training now? Well, that's pretty typical. But then you can see here it has a direct, this interview has something else to do with Cup Week. Just a great way to market and look after the I suppose, the person who doesn't know the industry that well.
Yeah. Look, I've certainly lifted their game, HRNZ, in terms of content and the way they go about, streamlining that content to the public and to the industry. Lots of positive change in New Zealand, mate. So, but we're both well aware of that. So, which is terrific. As
I said earlier, my comments aren't working, so I've got to remember to flick through them. Actually, didn't realise, usually I was didn't take the camera off. That was actually a bad thing in a way, but it's okay. Everyone's fine. Oakwood Stud's watching. Hello to the great man. His ears would have been burning the other day. I was encouraging people to reach out to him and find out how they fund the VDM and what they do with it. So make sure you follow Oakwood Stud and Vincent Delaney Memorial and Derek and the crew, because they're great exponents. Brad Steele says here 193 nominations for Oamaru on Sunday, which is just unbelievable. And then his next comments, the person watching before that was my wife. So obviously she see you if I'm doing any work. But Bettman rolled at Rangiora on Wednesday, just gone. We mentioned that on the Woodlands winners, which will come out every Wednesday. 55 seconds last half, beating a couple of paces home. Got beat by a couple of paces. But, yeah, hopefully for connections, he comes back bigger and better, mate.
Yeah. Let's hope so. But, yeah, just New Zealand's lifted their game, mate. So people are buying in. They're buying in. Change of direction. Brad's been a tour de force there in the short time. The change of having, a betting agency that wants to work with you, all those sort of things, mate. There are a lot of lessons to be learned out of New Zealand's last 3 to 6 months. And if the Australians aren't watching what New Zealand are doing, then we are just going to continue to head south. There's that much information, material, people with great knowledge in the sport that, we've got to be tapping each other to help out. Unfortunately, the Australians aren't good at that.
No, Cambrai and I have, when we started up this show, not this show, the other show actually, Over the Ditch, we banged on for a long time saying that's exactly right. We've got to be better. We can't be one country. We've got to be two countries. One country has the two, one identity, and celebrate what everyone else has got. I was just quickly, when I flick back to the results, Hughesy there, great to see Gary Hawthorne and Jenny Gallagher getting a winner with Red Shores by Sweet Lou today out of She's Got It All, Craig Turnbull and Abby Turnbull combined. So great supporters of Woodlands for a very, very long time.
Yeah, Gary and Jenny have been all over our product for a long time. So Lou, Seaside, Bred to Betters over the journey. So great supporters. They raise a good horse and they sell them at the sales, and they're realistic about what they want to do. So great supporters of ours. And a good win for him today as well, which is terrific at Yarra Valley on the 3-year-old.
I just changed hats for a reason. Ray Balando, I'll go with, out of Reina Denzente. I know that much. Got the chocolates, of course, by Hughes to me. And that is there. The roster there for the guys at Harasta Trotters. But Nathan Jack, his second start, got the chockies, owned by Yabby Dam Farms as well. So they're having a terrific run right at the minute. But there's all of their stallions. And please don't forget that Honest Streak is available in New Zealand through Wai'a Farm. So make sure you get in touch with the crew there. 3,500. I'll be doing something with those guys very, very shortly as well. We've got the great man watching, Hughesy. One Aaron Dunn is watching. He loves the seaside.
Oh. Dunny's on the job. Yeah, tell Dunny to send his contracts back. So yeah.
Well, he's what?
Aaron's a big seaside man, a big Lou man, big American Ideal man. He was contemplating betters the other day. Wouldn't want to. But look, Aaron, long-time supporter of ours. He bought the stallion tender for down by the seaside at Horsham this year. So not only supported us, supported the club as well at Horsham, which we've been doing work with for probably close to a decade now, I reckon. So, But Dunny got a very good product, got some very good bloodlines as well on his maternal side, and he sits down and figures it all out. So, yeah, knows he's got to go to the best, mate.
Yeah, he does. And he thinks about what he's doing, and he's very, very passionate and legitimate as well in what he.
Very, very good horseman, mate. Very good horseman.
Yep, knows exactly what he's doing. That's enough wrapping, but Dunny up. Right, let's go. Let's go back.
Get him over the line with a better service now.
Yeah, well, we'll get that happening. Don't worry about that. We'll get some sort of comment. Had another. No, that's the same text message. I've got to be careful what I read out. I've got to make sure I think about what I'm going to read out. Right, Saturday night at Melton, we had the Olivici won the first race. Another horse by Orlando Vici for Harassa Trotters, who is standing this year, Frozen Seaman. Then we had Leap to Fame. Again, we forget about betters and we forget about everything that betters does. And all of a sudden, we got this horse that is a superstar, probably the best of the modern era. Is he as good as we've seen? Who knows? It was a comment that was asked to me the other day, but I mean, he is the best of our era right at the minute. Leap to Fame, he's outstanding.
Yeah, he's a champion. He's a rock star. Done it all. More to come. And just out of general interest, he has Paul Karlefeld, the mare, Let Us Reason. A filly was born, so a full sister to Leap to Fame was born late last week. And another 3/4 in blood sister to Leap to Fame. A colt was born last week out of that family as well for the Karlefeld. So a little bit of a pedigree update there. So some more outstanding talent on the ground, both by Bettor's Delight.
I get nervous. Breeding. Marie gets very nervous breeding, waiting for the foals. I couldn't think about how the Karlefelds must have been waiting for those ones to come out. It'd be very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I was talking to Paul last week. He's just very, very, very matter of fact about it. So, look, I'm sure there would have been a few nerves there, but they both arrived healthy and successfully. So, yeah.
Aaron Dunn says that he did that last week. I thought, Mark, maybe he might have to rethink. But he's
I'm just winding him up. He hadn't made up his mind. It was about 10 or 11 o'clock at night when we were talking. So yeah.
Well, that's dangerous. That's when you sign on for deals with the Ballarat Trotting Club. That's what happens with them.
Yeah, that's true. That's what happened. That's how they got me. So yeah.
Leap to Fame, now the winner of $3.2 million in stakes, is heading to the New Zealand Trotting Cup Tour at the minute. So hopefully for the New Zealand viewers, and people and Australians alike, they get to see this horse in the South Island and in New Zealand, full stop, because he's a credit to everyone involved. I think he's just a beautiful horse. He's a colt. There's no worries there. He's a pretty strong colt as well, but he presents beautifully, and he's just a lovely horse to watch on the track.
He's different gravy, mate. Very, very different gravy to what we've seen for a long time. Great stamina, pure high speed. And he can put horses to the sword very, very quickly, So I look forward to New Zealand Cup Day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I went back one page too many. We had the first of the heats the other night. It's one thing about our industry, Hughes, we definitely don't celebrate enough. Jackie Barker beat Kate Gaff, who beat Karen Manning. Three of them, and they went across. There was ahead the margin. Mickey to success. This horse has been a terrific horse for all of the connections. Got up and beat Some American and son of the ill-fated American Ideal, and then the Kingman in third. But it was a great heat, and it was quite interesting watching them all go to the line. I don't, as you said, a very even bunch of 3-year-olds. I don't think there's a standout in this year's crop, and these three probably typified that.
Yeah, no, it's just a genuine good group of 3-year-olds at the moment. One will stand up Saturday night and get the chocolates, but as you said, was ahead by a short half head. The three girls going head to head, and the winner getting the result. One thing I said to you, and I've spoken about this to you, as we're talking about celebrating people, your sister-in-law, mate. The industry should be using her in some capacity going forward. We've had this discussion. Maybe I need to talk to your brother. I know Karen probably not comfortable in that setting, perhaps, but I think for the winningest female reigns woman in history, mate.
Yep.
Seriously.
No jockey, no.
Seriously.
Yep.
What are we doing about it?
Yeah.
What are we doing about it?
We'll put a statue. We'll put Arden Rooney up, being a son of Better's Delight. So we'll put Arden Rooney,
Yeah.
Better's,
Yeah.
and Kezi, so all side
Yeah.
by side. Because
Yeah.
that's where they belong.
We have to target her for the lady drivers race at the VDM next year. If you're listening, Mr. Delaney, Derek.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. We'll get Kezi over there. We'll get Kimmy back. So we've got Johnny Cox. We'll have Grandy over there. I've got a running partner then, and we'll be fine.
You'll be fine, mate. Yeah, just need to find me a drinking partner. You'll be right.
Coxie.
Oh, no, Coxie was solid at it. That's true.
Yeah, Coxie will be all right. Brad Steele's one. We might be able to get Brad Steele to head across.
You just run a tour, mate.
Yeah, we might do that this year. We might have to
next year, mate.
Go from there. I'm getting some random messages right at the minute. Right, the second of the Woodlands Victoria Derby, the second heat was won by a son of American Ideal with Best Deal. This was some sort of win, Hughesy. Jenny Gallagher's watching. Jen, you've just tuned in, but we gave you a wrap just before. Congratulations on your win today. Well done for that. But this horse was terrific. Bay of Biscay, very short price favourite. Looked like he sort of had it all his own way, but geez, this horse just flew home, didn't he?
Yeah, look, he had a very good trip. Was taken to the corner, but he just came out of the pocket and won with a little bit of authority, mate. He hit the line hard at the end of the 27.80. So it was a very, very strong win. And he's another one with a genuine sort of hope, because if he can find the pegs and get a fairly soft trip, he's going to be there at the finish, because he's just going to stay all day, mate.
Yep. RDB Mickey, of course, it's a half to what's a good mirror in Western Australia?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not.
It is. No.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought they were.
No, we bred Artie by the Seaside, so we didn't go to always be Mickey the year after.
No, rightio, Mike Tenev. Anyway,
Mike Tenev owns all of those, so the ones with Bondi and the ones with the Queensland crew.
Yep, that horse was outstanding, RDB Mickey. And then Coastal Babe, the horse you and I were talking about before, that been fortunate enough to have seen quite a bit of this horse over the journey, and it's got okay gate speed. James is a bit worried. He doesn't think he would quite have the same speed as the other horse, but she's just got an electric turn of foot up the straight. Even here, they're hard on her back, but James kicks the earplugs and asks her to go, and she savages the line. And when it hits up, I'm pretty sure it was a 26-1. That's just absolutely ridiculous that a horse can get up the straight like that, and then switches off. I've turned the camera off, but just switched off so easy as well over the line.
Yeah, nice pipe opener for her, but heats are heats as well aware. So you'd think that there'd be some more improvement of her ahead of the final on Saturday night, but it'll come down to the barrier draw for sure.
How long you been sponsoring the Victorian Derby?
I reckon it's 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
I was lather up, actually down by the Seaside, lather up Victorian Derby, Woodlands Derby. So, yeah, I reckon, look, let's say at least 5.
Okay. Who is it this year? Because I've got to make sure I'm out there for
you got to do the honours on Saturday night. Unfortunately, I'll be indisposed. It's just the Woodlands Stud Derby on Saturday night, mate. So, yeah.
Well, I won't get that one wrong. Well, I could, knowing me, but I don't want to. If that's okay.
I was chatting to Brett Coffey today, so I think he'd really like to be getting that the Woodlands Stud Derby off us if Bay of Biscay won. So yeah.
So he'd be receiving the trophy from me. So
he'd be receiving the trophy from Woodlands. So yeah.
So here I was. What hat have I got on now? I don't even know what hat I've got on, but I was thinking, I might just go line and length, and all the rest. But if Brett's confident, we might have to have a bit of a shoot off. I might have to go and buy myself a new pair of shoes for a start, and just see who can outdo who. Have we got any Woodland? I'll have to find some Woodland green shoes. I'll have to see how I can go there.
Best of luck with that.
You got to have a little bit of fun.
No, I know that. I know Brett will be chafing at the bit, gets a good draw, and get the trophy off you, mate. Woodlands trophy. It'll
be a one-off photo too, so he needs to be aware of that too. So yeah.
Yeah, I bet he's got a bow tie on too. So yeah.
Pity's watch. I'm not wearing a bow tie, Hughesy. There's no way. I might wear a tie, but I'm not wearing a bow tie.
Maybe you have to wear it after the event if Bay of Biscay wins. So yeah, but look, some good people on that Bay of Biscay. So Stewie Watt and A lot of good people on the
I
horse.
saw the great man there the other night. Why do I have to wear a bow tie if Bay of Biscay wins?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
No,
You and Brett can have that discussion afterwards. So
no, I'm not up for that either. I was going to go with the army green, but I better not. Mark Pitt's watching. Good luck to you, Pitty. Hopefully you can get the chockies on the American Ideal horse, which would be a nice little result for us. I do probably have a few things still to go. Hughesy, I want to say well done to everyone involved in harnessing hope. I've got the tally up there at the minute, $4,230. Our goal, it says there my goal, but it was actually our goal was to raise $1,000. Granny come up with the idea, the little brother. Between me and him go for a run. Jess Tubbs sent a message pretty well straight after seeing that, said she's in. So it was sort of, and then Desiree as well. So it was going to be the four of us. And then with a little bit of coaxing, we managed to convince Karen and my little girl, Holly, to be a part of it. It was a fabulous day. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Anyone wants to see the real side of Karen Manning, come to the Harnessing for Hope or come to the Pancare run next year. She got on a swing. She got on like they only walked 5Ks. They did it pretty easy. Then sitting there taking photos of me and giving me a hard time because I was doing it tough because I was, but they were giving us a hard time. But before we took off on the run, the one thing that blew myself, Greg and Grant and Jess away, we looked and we said 3,100. We were pretty impressed with that. And when we came back, it was at 4,000, just under 4, or it might have been just on 4,000. So people were still donating. Even they weren't actually there, but they were donating. And then it's ended up at 4,200. I think harness racing was the 4th or 5th highest donated to the cause. So we're pretty impressed. And it was just a lot of fun. Of course, a Lifetime for Living steps out at Bendigo on Wednesday night. Bendigo is. I should have known that. For the crew, it's actually Kath McIntosh's night. We should have we mentioned that. We will get to that in a sec. But it was just a lot of fun, and I think thank you very much to so many people who did donate. I'm not going to mention everyone's names because I saw them there. I know you did, Hughesy, and a few other people did as well. But I must say thank you. But it was a terrific thing, and another thing harness racing participants do that fly under the radar that people aren't aware of is when we do these things. Of course, it's. Now, I said there before, Hughesy, with Kath, Lower Long Farms, she started that up. Just trying to find the race. There it is there. So it is. I wonder if that's intentional or not. I don't know. It may be. It may not be. There's the Soho Tribeca at Lower Long Farm 2-year-old pace, and a Lifetime for Living has drawn 2 at 3 minutes past 8. So if you don't have a bet in the race and you don't have a horse in the race, cheer her home. She's very, very close to raising some coin for there. It might have been a coincidence. It might have been, I don't know, Hughesy, but it's very well done because she is a daughter of Soho Tribeca. So well done to everyone that got involved with that. And she nearly got the chockies last Wednesday night, so hopefully she can get the chockies this Wednesday night, Hughesy.
Yeah, no, she's been knocking on the door. So and a great cause, Pancare for Kath, and well done to everybody that bowled around there yesterday, and everybody that donated, whether it was $5 or whatever, it all adds up. So a lot of generous souls out there, which is good. Kath's actually selling a lather up filly next year at the yearling sales for Pancare. So there you go.
And I don't know if you heard last week's show, she actually picked out the mare was donated to her. I think the gentleman passed away of cancer, but I'm not 100%. There was a reason. And I said, I'll ring her about 6:30, and she said that about 6 o'clock she was delivering a file, and it was that one. It was a poster boy, and that'll be the one for 2026, I think she said. So, yeah, still plenty.
Yeah, for the year after. Yeah, yep.
Plenty of positive stuff.
One out of Hold That Dream, that 2-year-old filly that's bowling around.
That's
your brother's
that's the same horse. That's a Lifetime for Living. That's the same filly.
Yeah, well, that's the lather up out of that particular mare is the one that'll be in the sale next year.
Right. Okay. Yep. So that's one.
Not giving away trade secrets there, but yeah, that's what my understanding is that Kath's doing. So yeah.
Well, she's always going to continue donating ones. You're going to have to be patient now, Hughesy, because that's interesting. Little side note. No, it can't be. That's a poster boy, Hughesy.
Okay.
The next one. So that's a poster boy. which may be going through. It still might be the one going through there.
Yep.
1 minute to dream is what does she buy? She's by Trump Casino out of an American Ideal mare. So
Okay.
Little rounded off one, but but that is a poster boy that will be at the sales next year. The other race that is on for Kath going forward is the Heidi George as well. So, of course, named after her two daughters, but it's a mares race. She wants to get back to the mares. There's some free service fees involved as well with that. So well done to Kath and everyone behind the scenes that are pushing for that. There was it is there. Ivana by the Seaside drew the car park, unfortunately, Hughesy. A daughter down by the Seaside for Neville Pangrazio. So good luck to them. And David Van Ryn won the other heat with To Be Gold. So good luck to both those guys. One of those heats was run at Echuca, the other one at Swanhill the other night. So, and the final going in there. So, To Be Gold is by Sports Rider. So I can't get a Woodlands throwback for that one for you, Hughesy.
It's all right. No, it's a great idea by Kath, and as you said, the race named after her two daughters. So giving back at that level, and it's a really, really good concept. Embracing the mares, mate.
No, absolutely. And anyone wondering, it's Heidi. So Stephen Smith's watching. I wonder if that was a cricketer. That's what caught me unawares. Heidi, of course, her second daughter is Georgia, but they didn't think it sounded that good, so Georgia decided that just call it the Heidi George, and so it stuck. So I think it's pretty cool. And I hadn't seen the girls for about 6 months. You saw a photo of them the other day. They grow too quick, don't they? They're mushrooms.
They do, mate. Time marches on. It may or may not be Kath's birthday this week as well. So.
Or is it? No.
May or may not be, I said.
I think it's a week later, isn't it? Or not? Might be wrong.
Mm.
You got me thinking now. We'll tell the
we'll put it out there.
It is too. Wow. Even my thing even tells me the age, and I'm not repeating that because I ain't that brave. So
I'm quite happy too because I'll just get bashed over the head. So it's all good.
It's all good as well.
He's a little bit younger than us, Paul. So let's put it that way.
Yes, and trust me, I was feeling my age doing that run the other day. But anyway, successfully negotiated it, so it is all good. Hughesy, thank you for coming on. Going to continue to change these shows up and have them a little bit differently. Don't forget the Bendigo Thoroughbred Greyhound Cup. The Bendigo Thoroughbred Cup's coming up as well. Is this Friday night? It's a big night for the locals. If you're a local and you're watching, please make sure you get involved. From a harness racing point of view, 6 Group 1s. 6 Group 1s? I better just make sure of that, but I'm pretty sure there is 6 Group 1 races on this Saturday night. Geez, I'm going well. At Melton on the 12th. We're going to say headed up by the Woodlands Victorian Derby, but no, there is the Sportsbet Victoria Cup. There is also the Ben Stud Queen of the Pacific, a Group 1 event. You've got the Woodlands Stud Victorian Derby, Pride's Easy Feed Victorian Oaks, the Bill Collins Trotters Sprint. I called it the mile, but of course it's over the 1720. And then also the Catnack Jewelers Victorian Trotters Oaks for the 3-year-old fillies as well. So plenty of huge racing this Saturday night. Don't forget that the greatest cup of all. I've got too many tags open here. Usually I don't know where I've that one will do. To get involved, just click on the big banner there at the top, bang onto that and go through it. If you didn't watch it, get back involved in the show. Go back and watch the show in a minute when we finish up. But that is there as well. So don't forget, huge night of racing at Addington on Friday night. Tune into there. And I keep telling people, Hughes, you've got to get the Sky Active app because you actually get Matty Markham's thoughts with the bets within the last 3 minutes because they cross to it with the last 3 minutes. And Matty generally comes on and will give a few updates, which is always important for the Australians. Greg O'Connor, Matty Cross, Craig the Whale. They have plenty of people on there. You get to hear what their thoughts on it, but there is some serious horse flesh going around at Addington this coming Friday night lights for the Kiwis. So plenty of stuff to watch. Mark Hughes, as always. Oh, I haven't even done this part, actually. The Woodlands Stallions. How good am I going? The Woodlands Stallion roster is up there. For any information, get in touch with you guys. Easiest way to go is go to woodlandstud.co.nz and you follow the contacts. You'll be able to get in touch with everyone here from Australia and New Zealand, and make sure you support them. Been great supporters of mine for a long time, since inception. I've still pride myself in that, Hughes, actually. I've got a couple of new ones coming on board, but the guys that have been with me for a long time have supported me. And actually, one of the old ones, Kilmore, we might be doing something a bit different from Kilmore, maybe this week, but if not, definitely coming up. So plenty happening with Campbell's comments. Hughesy, thank you. I will not see you Saturday.
You won't see me Saturday, but just two things before we go. A lot of initiative shown late last week by some Victorian harness racing clubs, Ballarat, etc., Cranbourne, Kilmore, and there are others, about buying service fees off Victorian and or other stud farms, including ourselves. Great initiative that's going to take place in the next 7 to 10 days. We've done some business with Lather for Ballarat. Currently in discussion with Kilmore, and there's a possibility we'll be doing something with Cranbourne as well. I know other stud farms are going down that road at the moment. All the T's and C's probably to be ratified in the next 4 or 5 days. I know that Alabama and Lowellong are involved as well. There may be others that I haven't mentioned, but that's a great initiative shown by the Victorian harness racing clubs, country clubs, sorry. So look forward to the T's and C's around that in the next week or so, maybe even earlier. That's a great initiative that you found out a little bit about late last week.
Yeah, you can find that on there. You can also go to campbellscomments.com and follow the links to the racing page. If a lot of the stuff gets lost on my pages, just go to campbellscomments.com. The only page that hasn't been updated to front page. If you enjoy your podcast, you don't want to sign up to be a Podbean follower, you actually go to my website, just listen to it through your computer. You don't have to sign anything up, so you can get all the podcasts. You don't have to watch our Facebook. You get to find out all the news, and you'll be able to scroll through there very quickly and find the Paul Rouse one with that. Hughesy, I want to showcase one other thing too while you're saying that, and well done to, I will say, Trots Club Victoria for coming up with the initiative. It will do a lot of good. We need more, but that will do a lot of good. But it's a thought. I put a comment out there the other day for people to come up with ideas. I didn't put the comment out there for people to bag ideas. What I actually said was come up with some ideas. Stop looking backwards, for goodness sake. Start looking forwards with some ideas. I'm not going to get on my high horse. I've been very well controlled tonight. But, come up with some positive ideas to change the way we do things. Usually one other thing we've got to do, and the reason I've gone to the big camera, the calendar is out. Now, it's probably not quite in focus, but that's okay. That is Seaside. It's because October is the month of Seaside. But get your Woodlands calendar. Get in touch with the guys and get a Woodlands calendar, because it actually has all the collection dates and things like that going through. But when you get back here, and I'll get to February, and one of the girls leading one of the yearlings around, it doesn't have a name or number with it. It actually has when the sales are on down the bottom. It also has, it's the NZB, the February the 18th is NZB yearling sale in Christchurch. So has all the important dates going through there, has the banners as well going up, all the nutrient sales coming through in March and April. Down by the Seaside's birthday is the 20th of April. Plenty of cool stuff to get involved with, so make sure you get in touch with the team. And the other one up there, of course, is for harassed trotters. It's actually not quite right because that says On a Streak Australia only, but other than that, On a Streak is standing in New Zealand, so you can get those as well from there. Troy Harley's watching. Hello to you, Hales. Michael Bellman, the only reason you're not on your high horse is because you're too sore to get on. Mate, I didn't see you there. I will say that much. Mickey B does a lot of good things. He could have been there. He could have ran 10K. It would have done him the world of good. He plays these bloody stupid football games.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
A great club.
That's a nice drive-by, mate. We all love a drive-by. Got to have a drive-by. It's good.
Absolutely.
Nice and healthy.
I've had a couple tonight, don't worry. And if the person texts and keeps texting, I might have to drop his name as well, but I won't just yet. I'll sit on it. Horsham Harness Racing Club as well. Great supporters, long-time supporters of Woodlands, Hughesy. So they've been a part of Woodlands longer than I have.
Yeah, absolutely. I reckon that's where we might have met one day, and we're up there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I reckon that might
sponsoring the cup or the Trotters Cup or something with probably Pegasus Spur, I reckon. So yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
We
There
need
you
to.
go.
We definitely need to stop showing our age. Mate, On Loose
Awesome.
Lines is a show for the industry. Just want to keep getting things out there positive and getting on the front foot. As I said, been enough negativity spoken after the last few weeks. Let's just attack and get on with things. Sales are up in Lexington, and most of the sales over in America. They were in dire straits a year ago. Things weren't looking that great, but they've been up. New Zealand, a year and a half ago, we're in dire straits. If we pull our socks up, change the way we look at things, the industry will pick up. We just all need to do it. That's pretty fair, isn't it, Hughesy?
Just got to get a different perspective on things. So, I know that there are a lot of angry people in our sport at the moment. I field multiple conversations on a daily basis. Should be running a 1-800 number, and I should be in therapy after some of the days I talk. But I understand where people are coming from. They're passionate, but got to be reasonable about what sort of outcomes we can achieve going forward. It's going to be incremental. It's going to be little. And I know that, we can find a way forward, but the buy-in's got to be big. And I know it's hard to buy in given the circumstances for some people. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Just got to be.
Sorry, you go.
I was just saying you got to be positive. I did a run on Sunday, and you can ask any of the people running. People in purple shirts took up all this space on the running track, and you think to yourself, geez, they could get off the thing. They could get up. They're there. Most of those people were representing people that had passed. So the reality is, and the perspective is, just stop and have a little bit of a look around, and change the way we do things. Yeah,
totally agree. And just the word perspective is a really good one. And I just think we've lost somebody in our wheelhouse in the last 7 days. And I just think that to everybody out there tonight, that if they know that someone is struggling or doing it tough, can they reach out to them, please? I think it's very important. You're talking about those people running yesterday and celebrating those lives. I just think everybody's just got to take a step back and look at the bigger picture, and just touch base with people you think are struggling, or just ring up and say good day, mate. So I think that's a really important message at this time.
Yep, absolutely. Hughesy, I will say thank you this time. I'm going to find the end one. You don't have to worry about hanging up, but mate, thank you very much for being part of On Loose Lines.
No, it's a pleasure, and I'll see you in the soup, mate.
You know what sort of soup it is? Campbell soup. Thanks, mate.
That is a shocker. That is a dead set shocker.
Thank you very much.